Wolves. An apex predator known to tackle small as well as large prey. This big canine native to Eurasia and North America specializes in cooperative pack hunting with highly advanced hunting skills. But what happens when they turn their attack on us humans? Although wolf attacks on people are rare, the fear of wolves still exists in many societies. History has recorded such incidents, and here is a list of fatal wolf attacks on humans from the late 1700s through the 1800s. Be warned, these are true incidents of real people. And before we go ahead, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications. This is Bountiful. Caroline Allen from Vermont. It was the year 1781 in Bennington, Vermont. Caroline Allen, age 17, along with 4 young ladies and 2 young men, including Harry Mason, were traveling back home after a quilting session. Wolves attacked them, and all 6 of them climbed an oak tree for safety. Unfortunately, the branch on which Caroline was standing broke off. She fell screaming to the ground, where the hungry wolves quickly tore her to pieces and devoured her. An eyewitness described the wolves as starving. Caroline's boyfriend Harry Mason witnessed her demise right in front of him. Not long afterward, he drank himself to death as he was so disturbed by the incident. Native Indians from Delaware. Between 1750 to 1782, some native Indian tribes were stricken with chickenpox in the Delaware Bay area. Wolves were attracted to the stench of unburied human remains. The wolves also entered tents and attacked and killed the sick and helpless. The stronger tribe members were sometimes able to drive the wolves off, but the wolves often attacked in large packs, which made it even more difficult to drive them off. Tommy Spears from Ontario. There was a boy named Tommy Spears, age 13, who lived in Caledon, Ontario. In 1841, the boy had been helping his father raise a log house for a relative. After finishing the day's work, he was allowed to walk home by himself in the evening. Sadly, he was never seen again, and all that was found was one shoe between the 2 houses. The whole town had heard wolves howling that entire night, and thereby he was assumed to be killed by the wolves. Jim Jenkins from Iowa. A leisure winter hunting activity turned deadly for a man named Jim Jenkins from Webster County, Iowa, in 1852. Jenkins, along with his friends, were on a holiday hunt, but a major snowstorm rolled in, and they were forced to camp near White Fox Creek. In order to get breakfast the next morning, Jenkins told the others he'd make a circle and shoot some birds. The storm only worsened that day, and the men had to stay put on the campsite for more than 3 days. But Jenkins never returned. They tried to look for him once the storm had passed, but the snow was too deep. When the snow finally melted the following spring, a partially mutilated human skeleton was found along with a split-open gun barrel and stock. A skeleton of a wolf was also found a mile from the camp. It was presumed that Jenkins got stranded due to the storm and became frozen numb from severe frostbite. He was then attacked by wolves in the area. Son and daughter of Mr. Stockdale. In January 1857, the Stockdale children left their residence for a party about 2 miles away and were never seen again. After a failed search, They were assumed killed and eaten by wolves. A gentleman who had been in that area indicated wolves had chased him 4 miles and he barely escaped. All this occurred in the Woodbury County in Iowa, and it was said that wolves had become so starving that they destroyed horses, cattle, and often attacked people. A man from Michigan. In 1859, 6 miles away from Lexington, Michigan, a man was chopping wood outside his home when a wolf grabbed him by the throat. The man's wife saw the attack and picked up her husband's axe and killed the wolf. But the bite to the man's throat was immediately fatal. Young woman from Iowa. In January 1856, a young woman was returning home from a prayer meeting with her father and sister. Their horse was attacked by wolves and became unmanageable. It remains unclear whether the victim was mounted on the horse or riding in the wagon. Sadly, the 23-year-old woman was thrown and dragged to the ground and devoured by the wolves. Meanwhile, the other 2 family members narrowly escaped. When the neighbors came to the spot to hunt for the wolves, they found only a few shreds of clothing and a shoe. These real-life stories just prove the fact that wild animals belong to the wild. Wolves remain predatory in nature and we just have to stay away from their path. Remember, never ever mess with the spine-tingling howling animal.